fnatic, they take down Imperial 16-7 over on Train, Imperial's map pick. And now we move into Inferno, a map that has been a very good map lately for the Swedes. And also, you know, one where I feel like someone like Tex could struggle to find some impact with that AWP, as he was so good at doing back on Train, right? So I think, you know, a lot of this is going to be seeing if we have players to step up around him. Imperial, they did start to find their footing a little bit, right, towards the end of that game. The problem they had is it was just so far gone in favor of fnatic that unless they were able to take flawless rounds back-to-back, there was really no way back into that game for them there.
Yeah, I mean, rough first half, right? Pistol doesn't go their way. They win the first rifle, and then it just, it falls apart. And you know, you can't really expect much else when you got fnatic on the other side. These guys just picked up a win at Malmo a couple of weeks ago. They had a decent showing at Pro League. They took Astralis to their knees, and then, you know, obviously Astralis got back up and kicked them in the face because that's Astralis. But yeah, this team has looked lethal in the last few weeks with the additions coming back in of Golden and Flusher re-entering this roster as well. It's WESG vibes. And I'm so happy to see them all together. They look happy, and I think that's a big factor, right? Some of them talked in an interview as well a few weeks ago, you know, mentioning how, you know, when these guys split up initially, they tried different teams, they played with different players, and a lot of them came to the realization that, you know, other players nice, other teams nice, but these are the guys they want to be with. These are the people they want to travel the world with and play with at a competitive level. And, well, this is a more than competitive level for fnatic. 16-7 in the first map, looking for an even more dominant scoreline to really send a message the way home of Imperial on this opening day. And, of course, to just take that first best of three, get yourself into the upper bracket nice and early on.
Yeah, and we haven't seen too many crazy upsets yet to start the day.
No.
Obviously, you know, that Vitality Invictus game went down exactly how we anticipated, with very little in the way of struggle. Over on the mainstream, though, that North versus Mowers game, I think that's still cracking on. That's still going. They're into the third map, so that one is a lot closer. We'll be sure to keep you updated as the updates do come in. This knife round could decide a hell of a lot, and it feels like it should be Imperial securing it. So now they can have that CT side start that I'm assuming they want to go for. And I think, you know, if you can get the AWP out in the hands of Tex nice and early, have him laying down some of that dominance from Train, get out the gate looking strong, then maybe there's a chance for Imperial here. But I'm really clutching at straws, and you can see those GG bet odds that have just come in. They've got this one very, very much in favor of fnatic.
Yeah, so much that you get exactly what you bet as a return. Not double, just what you get. What you placed, rather. So pretty favorable right now for fnatic. The Strafe app users as well agree mostly, 81% in favor of the Swedes. And I think at this point, you can't really argue any other
Hugo,
opinion.
if I wanted to throw a vote on for Imperial, how exactly would I do that?
Well, Harry, you know, depending on your device, there are lots of devices out there. You got to go over to the good old App Store, the Play Store, the Google the store, the download store. Yeah. You download those apps, the Strafe app, and you go over there, you vote. Simple as that.
This, man.
Really quite easy, Harry. I don't know what you're asking for my help. You know, it's fairly simple, but we're into this map, Harry. It is going to be Inferno, and fnatic already a man up in this round, fighting up Banana. There's a rotate coming through in the form of Tex, and that's going to be needed with grenades like that.
Yeah, Delboni's dinked out of the round, and now Tex trying to hold the line. Smoke, there's a huge gap in that, and it doesn't matter, because where we see Smoke, JW sees a doorway. He just goes running through, and now they hold the gap, and this Smoke bombs down. Demau, 1v4. Likely not going to be able to find much. Will tap out JW, but he decides to hold on to the armor. He'll back away, anticipating that maybe there's a player wrapping around the back. There is not. fnatic, they're going to get off to a good start here at Inferno, finding the pistol over on that T side.
Yeah, he seemed very committed to this flank play, expecting someone to come in on the back line, but I don't know what information has led him to believe it. fnatic had everyone inside of the bomb site, and now they are going to start to exit and look for this last kill. Demau on exit city, and he's got himself another. That's decent. You know, considering the alternative was walk into B and likely die, he's taking 2 kills, and that's $600 in his pocket. And I imagine we get a force buy here if you're Imperial, right? There's no real reason not to. You're on the CT side. You're going to get the pistols, the armor, a chance to break fnatic's money. And if you don't, well, your first rifle round has everything. So That will be the decision. Dumao on an SMG, as is TGE. Everyone else on a D-Garma. And fnatic, lots of rifles in round number 2.
Two players in the apartments for Imperial, and that could blindside fnatic. They're not aware, they're not keeping this boiler peak in check, and that allows Dumao to get away with it. In the meantime, IDK, he's gone down ult mid, he's in the back line. However, these kills are still coming in over towards B. You need to see IDK activate now. JW's already in library, ready to cut off these rotations. At Imperial, they've got no clue that he could be that deep in the front line.
Yeah, the peak from TG there, definitely not necessary. With Imperial flanking, TG had a smoke. If he throws that smoke down, he can keep fnatic delayed and banana and allow that flank to actually have any value. Well, at this point, they expect it because they've killed the B players, so they're just watching their flank for the exact play that came through. And it feels like Imperial, they could have won that round. That, you know, Dumao was doing damage. You got to kill with the UMP. They had a flank, but yeah, as soon as you lose B, you lose a round on Inferno a lot of the time. So that's a bit of a weird one. Imperial, they, you know, it's all good believing in your aim, but you've got to also be realistic at the same time and find a balance where you go, okay, we are facing fnatic here. We can't afford to, you know, play like we do at least locally. 2-0 though for fnatic, and those 3 AKs dragged forward. So decent round for them. Dumao keeps his SMG, but that's all that we have to hold on to for the likes of Imperial. Eco coming in, and fnatic's 3-0 start looking more likely than ever.
Not really anticipating much for Imperial in this round. This should just be a matter of how expensive can they make it. They do have these smokes and a bit of utility still in place, so that goes down over towards top mid early, and that will stop fnatic from getting this foothold in the top of middle. If anyone... Oh, hang on a minute. They might go through this smoke, and JW's there with the reply. 2 kills for him, and that A site now feels tantalizing. They are also pressuring B. The flashbang's good, and that allows Tex to get 1. Flashback through. TGE now stepping up to the mark, and he gets beheaded by Golden. Dalboni, last man alive. Deeg in hand. Looking for Golden. That bomb's going down over towards A. Golden's done such a good job of reeling Dalboni in. And now he hears that bomb plant. He knows there's no winning this round. At the most, he can get this kill onto Golden, and he's not able to achieve that. So fnatic, they'll get the 3-0 start. They keep that round with 4 players alive. The only man to die over towards top banana there, found by Tex. So tiny bit of damage done, but nothing really to write home about. Now we get to see that first investment. I really, really want to see it feature the AWP. And yes, we get 2 of them out of the gate. Tex and IDK picking those up side by side. And they were so good back on train. This AWP setup that they like to run was really throwing a spanner in the works for fnatic. Flashed up towards top banana already with a very, very aggressive foothold towards this side of the map. And with so much control established early on for fnatic, the world really feeling like their oyster here. They've got apartments. They're looking now to get top mid as well. That bomb's going to begin a rotation back. Flash out. Brolin not able to spray up onto Dalboni, but now they know he's there. Trade attempted by Golden, but not quite found. However, will come through. Dumao down in the pit. Now they know he's here, and he's the last man left on the A side of the map. JW is even holding for this rotation, and he's going to get it. Tex walking in to his crosshair, and now just Dumao to fight. They want to try and get him, and JW's going to make that happen. Bomb can go down. TGE, no way he gets back into this round. fnatic, a 4-0 start as they continue to put together rounds on this T side.
Just really nice trade work on A. That was so perfect from Fnatic, and knowing that even though they get those two entries on A pretty early, and they could just focus on getting to Mao out of the pit, they go, okay, we'll just wait, we'll hold, we'll make him second guess, and we'll wait for the rotation, and then the AWP comes in through CT spawn, and JW's already there waiting for it. He's able to finish off onto the pit player who tried to force a gunfight, and Imperial will lose out in this round. 4-0, like you say, Harry. Dominant T side back on train. Well, the same story appearing here on Inferno. Fnatic got 10 rounds in the first half of the previous map, and well, on train, that's something on Inferno that is really good as well. Let's see how many they can get. Imperial will have to eco around this one org. Armor pistols. Fnatic's chance to go 5-0 up on the T side of Inferno. It doesn't get much better than this.
This org attempts to get put to good use, trying to use that smoke as a one-way, and it is a one-way ticket to death. Golden in top banana, trying to finish off Tex, the only bastion of hope in this round for Imperial. That nade's going to find a bit of chunky damage. Actually, nothing. Tex is untouched by the nade and will make quick work of Flusher. Not able to follow up, though. Fnatic take that round cleanly, 5-0, and it's feeling like a bit of a scrappy brawl at this point. Of course, really only the org in that round to write home about. We've got another investment looming for the side of Imperial. However, there's no ignoring. Fnatic are off to a blinding start here with no signs of slowing down. Golden and JW topping the charts, 17-2 between them. A pretty ridiculous start for those two.
Well, the AWP is out, Harry. That could be the savior here for Imperial. IDK smoking off middle, but both players on B getting pushed back. And even though Imperial had so much utility in this round, they're not able to take control of Bananas. That's Fnatic with an advantage there, but Dumao will change the situation by taking down Brolin in apps. Walking through the smoke, JW, he's so confident. He's got long covered by utility, so he knows he could have made that play. 4-on-4. Fnatic now going to walk back towards B for the execute here. There's going to be two CTs on defense. The AWP has rotated towards long, so it's not going to be able to have a factor into this round. Flush has gone through the smoke. IDK's seen it, but TGE saving his teammate.
And now they know there's two players inside of this site. They have a crossfire set up. Flashbangs are good, as provided by Tex, and TGE allowed to go on a tear. Golden thrown into this clutch. 1 versus 3 will be required, shutting down the first man, but at a pretty heavy cost. Golden brought down low, not quite able to follow up onto Tex. The wraparound coming in from Delboni. Golden seems almost aware, but not quite. Imperial, they will secure their first round here, narrowly so. 2 players surviving at least. They can drop over. There'll still be rifles out here for the Brazilian squad.
Great round from Imperial, but boy, do these guys love to take every possible gunfight. It is a lot of fun to watch, right? Like, Tech, is fighting coffins with a USP. He has an AWP parry. He's just fighting in that 2-on-1, keeping Golden there. Almost goes down. There's a chance. There's a world. And if Golden gets the kill on the flank, he can run back towards A and beat that rotation. So, scary stuff, but Fnatic just falling short in that round. Imperial's second rifle actually has a lot of success. Fnatic once again taking B. That's a nice nade, though. Golden put down to 41. Fnatic have been doing a good job of cutting out early aggressive plays from Imperial. They did it back on the previous map. Think back to the T-Con control that Fnatic had, especially on the CT side of Train. Every time an AUG would scope up and try and go for a pick, they'd be met with double nades, mollies, or crims on E-Box, just spamming them away. So Fnatic, yeah, really, really good at, even here, stopping those top B peaks, getting rid of that AWP. And Imperial, not for the first time, have had to settle back to another passive site setup on B, while Fnatic throw fake utility to try and bait out Molotovs. That they have done. JW looking for a pick on A. Boxed into the site are Imperial, though. And that bomb coming back to join them on B.
I'll actually leave Flusher towards this side of the map alone. He's done a good job to keep both players there. Tex is going to see this mid control attempted from fnatic, now holding the archway.
Ooh.
First player gets across, and that's Tex off the angle, having to hold for a CT wrap. Flusher falling back to rejoin the rest of the team, but it's Dumao to grace that scoreboard initially. 3 players wrapping through this Moto smoke. IDK trying to stand the test of time. Traded by Brolin, but K-Tex here in with that kill, and with it the bomb drop, throw, and out into the crossfire. It's short. TGE good for one more. It's Flusher trying to get that bomb planted. He knows that TGE is close. He's still not able to get the kill, so Imperial, they'll lock in a second round. Getting cleaner and cleaner by the minute.
Yeah, TG, he just loves to fight, and it's such a nice play there, getting aggressive, knowing that Flusher, even if he fakes the plant, he still left his team in a 2-on-1, which should be okay, but, you know, Flusher sticking the bomb with 10 seconds left up, no chance for him to fake that, and TG just gets rid of it. Even with the smoke in his face as well, playing in his favor. It's got to feel good for Imperial, getting some rounds on the board early, not letting fnatic run away with this game just yet. Money is depleting. The Crimson JW do have the bank for the team. Bomb plant should enable a full buy even if fnatic lose this round. Orp is back off of B. IDK running away. He better get out of there. There's a lot of T's coming his way, and they haven't checked Boiler. Trade is in for Golden, but 2 for 1. It comes at a cost here for fnatic. Short is open. There's no one on A, and retaking is so hard, so Dumao needs to get a kill from this position. He's trying to get into the site. The molly will shut him down, though, and De Bruyne going in through the smoke, getting Golden. Brolin trades it back, and now it's him and JW in the 2-on-3.
Oh no, and Tex has started to rotate to B. He's anticipating that this might be the rotation from fnatic. Minute and 5 seconds left, and that bomb's still up in the apartments. It will be the A commitment, and if they're able to deal with the man in the bomb site, suddenly you're thrown into a 2-on-2 as Imperial. A lot of it going to come down to whether or not Dumao can stand the test of time here. JW getting down into the pit. Now holding for this short peek, and he's able to deal with Brolin. JW not able to get the trade, trying to close the gap, and the Glock is good. Now that bomb plant can come in. He'll tap it, try and bait the peek from Tex, who holds the angle. JW, very, very fast shot there. And now rotating a B. TGE, 1 step ahead, running back. Who's going to beat who? To this B bomb site, TGE sneaking in. JW, he'll have no idea, not going to anticipate this immediate peek from the sneaking man up through Banana. JW on the angle now. TGE goes up and over, and the 3rd round locked in narrowly for Imperial. In spite of JW's best efforts, it's the team ace from the CT side. It's down to the wire, but now 3-5. Imperial very much recovering what was feeling like a one-sided game at one point in time.
What a sick rotation from JW, though, and TGE reads it like a book. Obviously communicated in the death cam that Tex saw him go towards long, but a lot of players, considering TGE was already up mid, a lot of players would just commit to the site they're already on, you know, assuming that's maybe a mind game. He doesn't fall for it, and, you know, JW's not ready for him to be so close so quickly. Really, really nice stuff from Imperial, despite being early at the advantage. fnatic, they make that round interesting anyway. Flashes up B, Flasher getting mollied out Banana. Nades doing good damage for Imperial. Grims, he's stuck in that Molotov. He can't really move. He might just die as it spreads. JW getting smoke spammed as well. IDK holding on to long here. Dumao's actually got to kill the grenade, and he's going to get flashed in. Delboni, oh, so much damage, even though fnatic haven't really even been seen in this round, and more smoke kills coming through by the second. It's a 2-on-5, and I really don't think Imperial have even seen fnatic just yet. Finally, a real gunfight. Even then.
Now just Flusher left up, 1-on-5. There's a good chance that Imperial are able to get this game tied up. There's going to be no money left for the Swedes in this following round. If fnatic gets a bomb plant, that might be a different story. However, that relies on dealing with Dumao down in pit. Smoke onto the cross, blocks off vision of Delboni at Moto, but he's already gone through, and Flusher bowing out of the A site, looking for kills elsewhere. Will he be ready for TGE, who's already down alt mid? Flusher has dealt with him. And now, even spotting Tex there, peeking out from the top of middle. Flashbang gets him off the angle. 20 seconds left. Flusher likely just going to try and hold on to the Krieg now into this following round.
10 seconds. He wants to die, but yeah, he'll get it. He'll get his wish. 6 seconds left on the clock, so he does get that loss bonus at least, but not the end of the world here. Fnatic, it's an awkward money situation. They've got 2 players on 44, a couple more on 29, and that's not really justifiable to fully invest. You might get pistol armor, or just go for force with 2 Kriegs and see what you can do. Will be the former, though. Light investment and let Imperial go 5-5. This is it's a great comeback. It's kind of similar on Train, though. We had the same situation. Fnatic got 5-1 up on the T side of Train. It went 5-5, and then Fnatic closed out the half. So, you know, always that to remember. But regardless, Imperial are making it happen here on the CT side of Inferno. Tex getting baited with that orb. Ooh, missing that shot. Looked very close. Will be able to fall back to the corner, and Fnatic have no utility to get him off this position either, so just going to run the gauntlet. Missed shots from Tex, and they are getting closer. You're not going to get many more opportunities.
Yeah, but he still had the full belt of utility. That Molotov has slowed this push right down. TGE even striking 2 from the tally before they're able to find him. They run boost the player up and over. Tex, another missed shot, and they're closing the gap. Luckily enough, IDK's come in to save the day, and now it's only Brolin left standing. This should be the round recovered here. Demau finishing things off 5-5. Imperial tying it up. Another buy available to Fnatic in the coming round. We really need to see the Swedes turn this one around, or else this could slip through their fingers here. This CT side is looking formidable right now.
Yeah, nice crossfires from TG and IDK, who both played that coffin position, you know, keeping that AWP alive at the back of the site, not letting the pistols cross, and there wasn't any utility to section them off either. That's a smoke on the car coming through, and TG going to try and peek around it. Won't connect anything, though, and the flashbangs are good from Fnatic. This is what I mean when I say Fnatic have been doing a good job of delaying or denying early aggressive plays from Imperial. They try and fight top B, even with that smoke to put out Fnatic's Molotov, and Fnatic just throws so many flashbangs that Imperial aren't able to get a pick. And this round stays 5-on-5 for now.
Brolin, if he tries this peek, he puts himself in the firing line of the AWP. That Molotov at least getting Tex off the angle, and now just having to smoke off long. Allows at least for the retreat back into the bomb site. He can now try and hold this from Ivy. Library smoke coming in, and maybe the CT wrap on the cards for Fnatic. Tex, he sees the arm of JW. Oh, and the follow-up onto Golden. Flush has got to go back and grab that bomb, so even if Fnatic are able to gain ground elsewhere, this is a pretty tricky situation to be in. 30 seconds, the kills have to start to come through, and Tex still drawing attention in from the library. Players nearby, IDK going to delete Crims, and this now leaves Flusher and Brolin 2 versus 5. Brolin deals with 1, but IDK's position in the pit is so powerful. Peeking out, deals with Flusher. Brolin, even though he gets the trade, there's just too many players in the site for him to deal with. Imperial, a 6th round as they now take the lead.
Yeah, now Fnatic's money really in an awkward spot, about 4K per player, where it's justifiable to buy, but also you don't really have everything like that, those AWPs, or that AWP rather, and the utility. Might just be tempting considering they are starting to lose a lot of rounds here on this T side. And the tactical pause, good time for it, right? It's been 6 in a row for Imperial. You don't want to let them go too far ahead in this game, even if they are on the CT side. Fnatic realize how dominant the previous map was, and they just want to make this one the same, especially considering it's their map pick as well in the series.
And I mean, that's the thing, right? Golden and JW, they've been putting up some insane numbers for the squad, but you look at everyone else, flusha, Crims, Brolin, these are 3 players who are normally, you know, consistent in their performances within this squad. Brolin's normally the guy we see top in the charts, so it's a bit of a slow start from them. We want to see fnatic return to their former glory and have some players alongside JW and Golden. This round, Brolin, the one man who did have a weapon to work with, won't be a part of it as he gets removed early in the round thanks to that apartment's aggression from Demau.
Yeah, some of these early CT plays working out for Imperial at least, and it will allow them to settle back with a very passive setup on this A site. 3 players here, Pit and Balk being held. fnatic, they're going to go for the execute though. There's that smoke. Golden following with a flashbang. Dumau dodging it, and the bomb gets dropped. Crims, oh, Dumau falls off by accident, and he will get taken down as a result. Delboni covering his teammate though with 2 kills and getting the trade. JW, I don't know how he's gotten into this position, killing the AWP when he only had a deagle, but he will make good use of it, trying to find this one man in the pit while he still can. Ooh. Rotates, even coming up from mid as well, so there's a timer on this play, and he's lost his opportunity. Delboni taking him down, and 7 rounds on the CT side to Imperial. What a recovery this has been from the Brazilians. They have not dropped a round since their first.
Yeah, putting the last 7 rounds in a row together and showing no sign of slowing down. fnatic, they've run out of steam here on their T side. Rifles out across the board. Golden relegated down to the UMP. He's the only man to take a hit in this round. Tex getting set up over toward that B side of the map. 3 players here early. That could be a meaty nade. There's the response, though. Golden.
Whatever you can do, we can do better.
Yeah, 2 nades are better than 1. That's him removed. Man advantage taken for Imperial. The utility usage pivotal in this round. flusha trying to sell the B fake. He's got to go rotating back to grab that bomb, so he can't actually commit to this site. However, all this utility raining in has kept 3 players here. fnatic, if they hit this A site now, they're only running in to 2 players to try and hold down the line.
IDK started to rotate though. He's realized with just 1 set of utility coming out that it's got to be a fake, and now it's a double play from fnatic. They've gone back towards B after this rotate has come through, and what they've done here, flusha with his grenades, he's forced out all the Molotovs on this B bomb site. There is still 1 left on TGE, but he's got a flash in his hand. He's not ready. If fnatic go immediately into this bomb site, this could be amazing. Tex is rotating. He's going to be out of this round. He's in CT. They haven't smoked it though, and TGE getting 1 before the trade's in. They don't know he's here, and he's found JW up close. Follow-up shot to Brolin puts him low, and this is a mess for fnatic. 2 on 4, somehow getting the bomb down finally, but Crim's getting shot through the smoke as well. Brolin alone, what is going on? He's out of here, Harry.
Yeah, that's a done deal. Imperial going to hop on the bomb, and that's an 8th round now for the Brazilians.
In a row.
fnatic, yeah. I mean, they even get JW into CT, and he gets past Tex. Tex is fully flashed as well. And they don't realize he's there. They're stood next to one another. I don't know how that round falls apart so direly for fnatic.
They had everything as well. That B fake was perfect. There was 1 man on the site they had to trade. They get the trade onto TGE, and then there's just another one in the CT spawn who should be dead, but he gets a kill and 80 damage on the Brolin. Fast play up banana for fnatic. They've had enough of this, and the utility is good. It pushes TGE back to the safety of the site. Forces a 3rd rotation as well as IDK moves into position. Tex on this orb in CT spawn. And even a boost up as well to play above this, knowing that fnatic have, taken CT on pretty much every B take. Oh, nice shot. flusha finding that orb. And that makes problems arise for Imperial. The wrap started to come through on long as well. fnatic could go for this CT play. They've got the smoke for it, but it's a bit of a gap. Delboni can see through that. Will that be a problem for Golden as he tries to get round on the flank, executing to B, and only two defenders on the site?
Golden's position could do so much here. Not only is it put pressure now on these B-side players to have to hold the flank, but Golden can cut off the rotations. Flusher down through that CT smoke, but that's where Golden comes into his own, continuing to put up numbers, continuing to be the man to keep an eye on for Fnatic. Demau not going to find this 1v3. He just bows out of this round, gives Fnatic the respect. Finally, the Swedes able to put a stop to this 8-round streak that Imperial were on. However, money still plentiful for the CTs. They're going to have a full buy into the last round of this first half. Fnatic, I feel like, like 7 rounds, while that's like a good scoreline, 7-8 over on your T side, when you look at it in context, when you look at that pistol, that 1 rifle round in the 3rd, and then that's pretty much it for Fnatic thus far, apart from this round. I think Imperial, even if it goes 7-8, have just done such a stellar job of recovering this CT side that they've made it feel very, very doable.
Yeah, rifle to rifle round, they've been coming up top trump every single time, Harry, and that is great. The odds, even starting to close here a little bit, but nothing significant. And I think that 6th round makes all the difference for Fnatic. If they go 10-5, that's a bit of a problem. If they get 6, 7, I think they'll be fine in the second half. Obviously, pistol really is going to set the pace, but Fnatic have been flawless in pistols so
me,
far.
I'm really just a bit worried about how it's been Golden having to create a lot of the space in these rounds, even the ones that... Oh, hang on a moment. These Molotovs are brilliant from Fnatic. However, the AWPs have done more than a Molotov could possibly hope to do. They've kept the advantage in favor of Imperial. Rotation coming in from Delboni. TGE, he's just got to buy even a few seconds here is very, very valuable as it's allowed that smoke to come in. And now Fnatic having to run through these defensive smokes. Delboni trying to catch a timing. And with no flash to telegraph this, there's a chance. However, Brolin tags him up. JW even up on top of the boxes, but it's Golden in with 3. Another huge round from the IGL of Fnatic. And IDK left up alone.
Delboni makes a bit of a mistake there. He walks through the smoke and then he changes his mind halfway through and he backs out. IDK, hello? He's right above you.
IDK only sees motion. He's like a T-Rex. And oh dear. Still a chance. The nades found great damage. Brolin alone. He's moved too much and IDK sees him as a result. Oh, tyrannical round there from that man. As it will solidify the last, going the way of Imperial, 9-6 at the end of that first half, and a real chance for the Brazilians to take this one the distance, take us to a 3rd map, find out if they can after a quick break.
Welcome back to the second half of Imperial Fnatic. We're in map 2, and Imperial, they're sitting up, Harry. They're sitting 9-6 after their CT side of Inferno. Some crazy rounds, really. Last round ending in a 1-on-3 clutch as well as for IDK. I don't really know how it happened, I'm not going to lie, but it did, and we're here now. So fnatic in a bit of a rough spot on their map pick, but 6 rounds on the T side is nothing to be ashamed of, and moving over to the second half, if they can get a pistol, there's a very good chance that they can get back on this board. We'll have to wait and see, though, as Imperial with a chance to bring us to Dust 2 here in the series.
Yeah, fnatic, they've had great success in these pistol rounds thus far, finding every single one in the series. Imperial, this would be the time, if you were ever hoping to get us to a third map, this would be the time to break that statistic. Utility between Tex and TGE, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, double nades, Symmetry fans around the world are rejoicing. And this is the perfect amount of utility to go for a B play. You've got yourself a smoke for CT, a smoke for the coffins. You can really lock fnatic out of this bomb site before they've even had much of a say. But it is Golden and Flusher over here towards B, running that double nade setup that we've spoke about before. We saw them do it back on train. And they're hoping it can lead them to success in this pistol round here.
Oh,
Golden.
that's so sick.
Wow. Double kill on those players. Crossing. Flush has got another. fnatic, they're barely even seeing Imperial, and yet kills are coming in across the board. JW denies the bomb plant. And now it's only TGE left. The nades find good damage. And Flusher comes through at the end. fnatic, they keep the clean streak going on pistols. They're now 4 for 4 in the series. And this could be their way of equalizing this game out.
Yeah, we didn't really see it, be needed there for fnatic, but they actually had the double nade on Golden and Flusher to throw onto coffins. It goes down, it does some damage to TGE, but they'd already got the kill before the bomb plant came through anyway. So that's just what they did back on train, if you remember, on the B ramp, throwing those double nades. So fnatic love it. And honestly, it's just such a great idea. I really enjoy seeing it. More nades down mid, and pistols out for Imperial, just P250 and 4 Glocks. So fnatic chance to get 8. JW, look at him saving for the AWP as well. He's even on a USP in round number 2. Flusher not going to check it, but Dink is not enough with the Glock, and he'll be able to get away with that kill. Golden has another smoke to keep Imperial out of Banana, but yeah, this round's going to be nice and quick. Crims is even dueling mid with a FAMAS, and I think Flusher's going through this. He's had enough. 2 more for him. 4 in the round as well. He makes a hell of a lot of money, and I'm sure fnatic want to run a bonus round here. Even though they are down by 1, they're feeling confident.
And not to mention, I mean, we've just seen them go for bonus after bonus throughout every map in this series thus far. And, well, it will feature the AWP on JW, bought out immediately here for fnatic. The rest of the guys running SMGs. JW taking that AWP over towards mid. He's positioned short side, so he's going to go for the late peek down middle. And there are players there that could look to be found.
Got this heavy porch side set up for fnatic, but probably won't see any action here in this one. Imperial have everyone up on B. fnatic flashing back in but not committing. It's these SMGs that need to tear Imperial up, but it's likely we'll see a coffin smoke that should cut this player out of the round. Well, the kill certainly will. Instead, IDK getting that. Russia needs something, and he'll get a bullet to the face. It's going to be a 10th round for Imperial, whether you like it or not. JW definitely wants to save this AWP as he looks to hold them inside a banana.
He's got no one else nearby, though, to not only help him, but even look to retrieve this AWP if it gets dropped. The other players are still over in TAP, so JW decides it might be best to get out of danger. And that's probably the safe decision to make with all 5 players exiting Banana for Imperial. He's got himself out of danger just in the nick of time. 10-8 now, as Imperial are the first team to reach double digits. Obviously, that was the bonus round attempt from fnatic on the back of keeping these weapons up. We will see an investment coming in the next round. Likely still going to come with its fair share of limitations, however. Didn't really get to see JW's AWP do too much. I mean, already we've seen this Brazilian squad have a real affinity with that B bomb site. So I'm wondering if maybe we see fnatic make the decision to rotate JW toward this side of the map early with that AWP. That looks to be the decision. Try and get him set up toward this side of the map. Look to create some space with that big green gun. The smokes, flashes all go in. JW allowed to take one peek and then get himself out of danger. Following up with a Molotov, slows this banana play down and wastes some of this T-side utility as they're having to expel those smokes to extinguish it. JW now leaves B, wrapping back towards that A side of the map, and fnatic now moving in to this standard 2-3 setup between the B and A site respectively. This AWP was just seen at the top of banana. And so now, being in top mid, could throw some surprises the way of Imperial. However, with that kill coming in onto flusha, the odds are we're going to have to see fnatic maybe elect to rotate a play around. And that man, at least right now, could be JW. He's in that swing position of library. He's going to begin his rotation. He's kind of umming and ahhing, and all this time getting wasted has now left Golden alone. 9 points of health. He's got no one here to help him. A gap underneath that smoke, but JW not able to capitalize. If he holds it for a few seconds longer, there was a peek from Damao, but he just misses the timing. 3 versus 4 in the retake. fnatic looking like they want to give this one a go, but if they go for it and they lose it, it's an eco in this next round.
Yeah, you might just want to save. Crims is setting up a Molotov to get them back in, though. That could be something if it can force blowing out from the back of the site. Oh, there is one landing, but he's going to get the kill anyway. Molotov does finish him off, but fnatic is still going for this. They have kits, but they need to get on that bomb very soon. IDK with another, and JW, he's trapped inside a B, and he's got an AWP as well. That might just be gifted over. Does he throw it out the map just to take it away from Imperial? That seems like the best shout, but IDK finds him, and there's no saving of that weapon at least. Imperial, 11 rounds, Harry. They are more than impressing in the second half. They lost pistol and the follow-up. And, you know, as soon as they hit the rifles, boom, they're not stopping. 2 in a row. And fnatic, like you say, no money. That save was required if they wanted to have a buy in this round. Now they're not going to have anything. Late rotate towards B from JW. And a lot of that was he was on arch with Crims, and he was throwing out a smoke. He was waiting for the long smoke to fade so he could use his before he rotates because he knew he wouldn't need it on B. But that delay allowed Imperial to already get inside of the site. So 12 on the horizon with an eco from fnatic. Only Crims with armor behind his Deeg.
And Imperial already up in top mid. Crims, his position in Boiler, does deliver 1 kill. They start to hunt him though, and K-Tech's going to follow up. JW's deep within the T apartments. He's deep behind enemy lines. Whether or not this is going to do fnatic any favors though, we're going to have to wait and see because they're already up long. They've already closed the distance over towards the balcony. JW will at least get rid of that man. flusha trying to catch the timing on this smoke, but just a second too soon. And now that they've killed flusha, they go through this CT smoke. They're going to try and hit the B side of the map. Golden gets caught on the cross, and this should be an Imperial round once again.
Yeah, might just see fnatic save their guns. JW is interested in CT spawn and Broden going up banana, but really 2 on 3, this is going to be a hard round with no armor and no kit. Bomb is guaranteed to go down now for Imperial, and there's a spot for IDK. He is so ready for that peek from Brolin. JW still going for this. fnatic, I mean, they're buying up next round, right? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day if they do lose these guns, but I would think that you'd want the Krieg and the AK on the CT side more than you'd want to risk this 1 on 3. And it goes about as well as you imagined. Delboni takes him down, and 12-8. Imperial are making fnatic crumble right now on their own map pick. This is not what we expected after a dominant showing back on train from the Swedes. Dust 2 is looking more likely than ever unless this next buy round from fnatic can stop everything in its tracks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, as good as the Brazilian squad have looked, right, as good as Imperial have been, I also can't help but get the feeling out of my head that fnatic are dropping the ball a little bit here, right? This doesn't feel like the same team that we've been hyping up to no end.
Maybe overconfidence.
And that's one of the things. Overconfidence can sometimes be your undoing. If you feel like it's a matchup that you've got a guaranteed win in, it can all fall apart. And look at this blistering pace set by TGE. Crims, there's no way he's ready for that. And this round is done. Imperial, they've got it. They've got a 13th. There's surely no way that Fnatic can get back into this one. 3 versus 4 in the retake. And still so much utility on the Imperial side. They had to use, what, 2 smokes to get them into this site, and that is the extent of it. So Fnatic, that you're not going to get given, you're not going to get gifted a window to get back into this retake, and that's the 13th round now for the Imperial squad.
What a play from them as well, reading into the fact that Fnatic would come in with a buy round and likely have the utility to go for a triple B setup. I don't think they would have read the fact that there were 4 there, but Fnatic had 4 early B, only Crims on A, and they just run up mid, and there's just no stopping them, Harry. Fnatic attempt banana control, but that was not where they needed to control. 13-8. Guns can be dropped over, at least 1 from Flusher. JW and Golden not with even $3,000 each, so this is where we likely just see Imperial start to close out the game. Fnatic, they've had a couple of opportunities and they've fallen apart, so CT timeout for the Swedes, and they're definitely buying, don't get me wrong, but no warp here. Kits and utility are good though, so it's okay for now. This really has to work though. If they lose this round after buying and they're up against 13, they'll be down against 14 with an eco, and that's likely the game at that point. So it's all on this next round for Fnatic, otherwise Imperial are going to be taking us to dust too.
Yeah, something needs to change, and quickly, for this Fnatic squad if they want to stand any chance of longing it out here on Inferno. You think about the fact that they get off to that 5-0 start, and this 8-13 scoreline really doesn't feel impressive. As well as that, they win the pistol round in the second half. They get a follow-up round on the back of it where Imperial don't even buy. So it really, you know, when you look at the context behind this scoreline, and even though it looks still pretty close on paper, Imperial have just been outperforming Fnatic across the board in these rifle rounds. And unfortunately, that is what the majority of Counter-Strike is. So top banana control taken once again for Imperial. They've got players here. Fnatic yet to spot this. There are a couple of shots raining through now, so they'll know that this top banana control has been secured. That bomb on the back of Delboni. IDK's boosted up and over, and Flusher desperately trying to stay alive. He's at least secured the 4-on-4. A late flank from Tex, though, stands the promise of retaking that man advantage for Imperial. However, he's given up his position, and so now Fnatic know they've got a temporary 3-on-3 over towards this B bomb site. Crims is just left to have to dedicate to holding this flank. So even though Tex isn't able to find that kill, he's still kept a man out of this retake. Demau's holding top banana and waiting for this peek, and Crims doesn't know it yet, but he's sandwiched in. He's got a player flanking from behind. He's got a man holding him in the top of middle. Their teammates in the bomb site, they are getting wrapped onto, but Crims getting deleted. Flusher finding one. There's still a man in this smoke. Flusher's got him. They tap the bomb. They get it. Fnatic will grab that defuse, narrowly securing a 9th round, denying that all-important round the way of Imperial. And, I mean, that's more so important for Fnatic, right? While Imperial would have loved a 14th round, for the Swedes, it dodges that economy reset that they had looming over their heads. They're able to invest here, and they've at least posted themselves up to stay afloat in this map. A little while to go, though, before we feel like they're back into the swing of things. Imperial still with plenty of cash. They've got an investment here. They've got one in the following round as well. So Fnatic, they're really going to have to grind their way back into this game if they want to make that happen.
Well, if there's one team that could do it, it would be Fnatic. They've been on the grind before, Harry. And B being the weak point mainly of this map for Fnatic, losing it quite a lot. Well, that won't be a problem in this round with Imperial walking up middle. They've taken apartments. JW and Crims with the middle crossfire, but that smoke should cut off JW. Got a nade. Will he time it well, though? Ooh, they're starting to move up. Not amazing, but Not a worry. Crim's going to have to back off here. Molotov's landing. Brolin gets 2 for the pit. That's huge. Doesn't smoke off the molly. He doesn't have one left up, but he does reposition to the pit. And JW falls at the first hurdle. Great shot from IDK. He has been fantastic all game long. Delboni joining the party as well. Flusher just trying to keep this player dedicated at long with the flash, and Dumao does not turn from it. Crim's now stuck in the corner. This will get checked, and IDK has him dead to right. fnatic, this was a 5-on-3, and they have lost every single duel since that point. Golden 1-on-3 now to keep the map alive, and this is all the money on fnatic held by Golden in this clutch, and he's likely not even going to go for it.
And being real, this should be Imperial just closing this map out now. There's very little for fnatic to work with. Imperial looking like the better team, honestly, in this head-to-head, at least on Inferno. And yeah, I mean, the investment comes in from fnatic. JW's got the AWP to work with, but that's really the only takeaway from this round. Golden's able to reinvest into an M4, but the rest of the gang are looking pretty limited in terms of what they can provide. And that AWP got to have some immediate impact in this one. He will tag down through mid and get some damage onto Tex at the very, very least. However, this might just be an instant B play in response. If you're Imperial, you spotted the AWP over in middle. You know that B has been a weak point for fnatic. You've been able to get into this site whenever you've wanted to. And so they just go for it. That flashbang from Flusher is good, however. And that allows Golden to find something. The kills coming through, and there's JW and Golden coming into their own. fnatic deny map point the way of the Brazilians for now. Still 4 rounds between them in this comeback and equalizing out the scoreline.
I don't want to count out fnatic, man. That would be a big mistake to do so, right? Like, even winning this pistol round, where has that come from? Imperial's just running into B and fnatic gunning them down. It would be a mistake to assume that this game is locked in and loaded for Imperial. But with the way things have been transpiring, you would imagine that they are still feeling ready to do this. JW scoped in on the second mid-peak. They're coming through the apartments. He will have to move eventually. That flash will send him packing. Molotov towards short as well from Tex. fnatic getting smoked off on long. They have had trouble with dealing with this this short take from Imperial. Think of that 3-on-5 just 2 rounds ago after Broden gets a double from the pit. Crim's in the corner. He's got bait. That's good news. Flush is going to be able to help him out and potentially throw flashbangs to set him up. JW, oh, he's so close. He sees the arm. He gets a shot, and Crim's lines up 2 from mid, peeking off the back of that corner. He's got another flash for a third fight, and now they've conceded the position. Crims can smoke off long himself now, knowing that he has no interest in sticking around with such an advantage. That nade bounces. Molotov will follow. Oh, that's close. Reload, though, will bait them in. And, oh, Crims gets the ammo back in time. He had Flusher to support him. He didn't need Flusher to support him, but a shot through the smoke from the man himself will mean IDK is alone. B's been given up, but he's not going to smoke CT spawn, and that's where both these players are. fnatic, 2 flawless rounds in a row, out of nowhere, maybe starting to find their form once again.
That's the thing, though. Is it too little too late from fnatic? All it's going to take is 1 or 2 big performances from someone on Imperial to get them across this finish line. However, it's not going to come in this round. They've only got pistols to work with. They want to try and set themselves up well for the rest of the half. So if they can get away with, you know, 3 kills in this round with some of these pistols, that in and of itself can feel like a victory for Imperial. Now set up over towards the apartments. JW holding for this mid-peak, and he's going to get that one for free, allowed to bow out of this round. And now the apps drop from Imperial. They've got the utility to go for this. 1 flashbang on Delboni. Instead, they go in dry. That will be their demise. fnatic 12-14 now. 2 away from equalizing this out.
Baby steps, Harry. 1 at a time, round by round. Can't look at the bigger picture when you are down a lot of the time. JW starting to come alive with the AWP as well since that round on B where he was able to get 3 and the rest of his team had pistols. He has not stopped popping Golden, top fragger right now of the team. IDK, the only man sitting above him on the Imperial side. Top B Molly, but that orb is still here, and peeking behind it is JW. Ooh, he's standing in it. Gonna go back for more. Ooh, that's a shoulder. Ooh.
And still flexing this banana control off fnatic, still looking to take this side of the map, although they've rotated a man away from A. In amongst all this chaos, flusha has decided to leave. There's a timing where Imperial could walk into this site and find it to be very underwhelmed from the defensive side. Thankfully, flusha with that Molotov might have just saved the day. He's bought time not only for him to rotate, but for Golden to join up alongside him. JW left to anchor this B side of the map. If he can get one and then fall back, this is a very doable round for fnatic. Instead, they flash him off the angle. He's going to drop that smoke. Might not want to hang around here. Does find some damage there. Molotov dropped. That now allows Golden to take this position in CT. He's done damage across the board. JW
he got
helped
saved.
out by flusha. That's a big kill. Flusha's delivering. And fnatic 13-14. This is the fnatic we wanted to see. They were absent for so long in this map, but now finally showing up towards the latter stages of this second half. And this game is one that's going to go the distance. This is a full 30-rounder that we're seeing on our screens. fnatic, they should be able to tie this up 14-14. Imperial put all they had into this buy round. And flusha coming in with an impeccable round of Counter-Strike, bailing it, not only JW out from the bomb site, but also delivering just 3 kills across the board. That kill was so critical, though, because if JW falls, there's a good chance that a bomb plant could be found there for Imperial.
And we even had that CT control as well attempted, right? A player pushed up towards tree. That's something that JW and even fnatic were doing so many times when they entered B on the T side. Not always working out, but always taking control. And flusha denies that completely. Again, a 5 alive, flawless round from fnatic, and they have been full of them in the second half. That's 4 in a row now for the Swedes. This should be a 5th. Like you said, Harry, 14-14, very possible with pistols coming out. And JW, he has really had enough of this game. He wants to end it here and now. Golden getting dinked on B, has to fall back after that, but he's taken a kill with him. 5 on 3 early for fnatic. Good start to the round, and Imperial just going to try and execute into this B bomb site.
Oh, meaty nade onto these players. One flashbang is all they've got, and Golden's even followed up with another grenade. I mean, the utility usage is good.
Why?
And they haven't even seen Imperial here towards top banana. They're just getting kills anyway. TGE, he'd love to get away with some damage. 1 minute and 5 seconds left, so he could just wait that clock out for a while. Tough to try and force the peak, but TG is already back around the corner at banana. flusha on the angle and will solidify this round. Another multi-kill one from flusha. fnatic tying this up 14-14.
Wow.
And there is a world in which somehow, some way, from being, 9-14 down, they're able to reach map point before Team Imperial. An investment here from this T side. That loss bonus has now banked up as well. They've at least got that to look forward to. Full utility across the board, and they're going to attempt this banana control once again. However, Crims, a ballsy play to make. They haven't done this all CT side long, and JW's there to help him out. fnatic, they swoop in, they steal 2 kills, and now they run for the hills. They're very, very content with this 5-on-3. fnatic, for map point, for series point, they are in a fantastic situation here.
Crims even, almost got caught by that second mid player who just came out a second too late. But keeping fnatic in a huge advantage, not even taking a point of damage in this round. And Imperial, I mean, what can you do in the situation other than just execute into that B bomb site? It's your best bet at turning things around, winning this 3-on-2 inside of B. Golden's up and above, though. They are looking for this. Oh, he's getting tagged. Still committing to this angle. Ballsy play from Golden, and it might just pay off. They're getting into the site. If they jump up on blue, he's going to have the advantage. Smoke in his face. Flusher finds a frag, and Golden can follow up. There's just one man on the coffins, and Flusher's going to spray him away. Flusher has come alive here when fnatic needed him most, and 15 rounds taken by the Swedes. Just one away from this victory. Dust 2, we said it was looking likely. Now it's looking like an impossibility. Can Imperial come back from this 6 rounds in a row from fnatic and get one on the board? It doesn't seem doable. They've got a force to finish this game. 3 MAC-10s, 2 AKs, no bomb plant in the previous, and they are lacking as a result.
Yeah, and a bomb plant there would have made all the difference. It would have allowed for rifles to come out in full in this round for Imperial. That is no longer a possibility. They've got to try and get it done with the MAC-10s. Now, Imperial, they found success with these fast A plays in the past. This time, you've got to get past the AWP of JW. Crims, the bait and switch, and it's perfect. Crims shutting them down, finally traded, but at a significant cost to Imperial. Delboni and Tex left standing, and they will deal with JW at least, but it's only Tex remaining. fnatic, they'll take this series. It takes them a while. It takes the full 30 rounds on Inferno, but they weather the storm. They deal with Imperial, and it will be them marching on to this next stage. 2-0 in this series. Yeah, 2-0,
Harry, that is correct. Yes, you've heard it right. It may have been 49 for Imperial at one point in Inferno, but they just cannot find those final 2 rounds. So even one of them, Harry, not even the overtime for Imperial. That's got to hurt for the Brazilians, but it does just show the tenure of fnatic, this team that really had to win that 2-0, Harry. We didn't want them falling down on that. Not after their win in Malmo, not after their performance in Pro League, and now here in Belek, Turkey, in StarSeries, they're looking to make a real run of this tournament, and I think they might just have it in them.
Yeah, we saw all the faces that fnatic has to show in that second map. You know, we had the great start, the slowdown, and then the resilience and the recovery. And that seems to be the fnatic, way of things. The fnatic charm almost is that any game is winnable, but also any game is losable.
But then winnable again.
Yeah, it's
right when you're losing.
It's a weird world that we live in, but fnatic, I mean, it's working for them. They're still finding success. And one man who really deserves an honorable mention is Flusher for his stellar performance in those final 6 rounds. Every single one, he was coming in, with the exception of that last round with the fast A play, he comes in with at least 2 kills in every one of those last rounds. So stellar stuff from him to recover that for fnatic.
Not just him, but Golden had a great game as well. Either way, we're going to be throwing it down to the stage as Pala. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, Hugo, and I'm sure fnatic are as well. I'm joined by Golden and Samuelsson. Congratulations on that victory. First things first, let's look back to Malmo. Have you been riding a high since then?
Yeah, kind of. We haven't had any time to play, like, practice or anything, so we've just been on events and events. We're, I would say, a bit burnt out, but I think we're doing a good job anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to stay calm, and we don't think that we are like one of the best teams yet, but we're working really hard to be one of the best teams. So yeah, we are humble and we're working hard to be like a stable top 3 team.
I'm just going to reposition myself in the middle so I don't have to reach across you, Michael. All right, talk to me about that matchup, playing against a Brazilian team that's a bit lesser known. How do you factor that in?
I mean, they play very fast, so they did some things that we didn't expect, and they had good read on us, I would say.
And Samuelsson, did you help Michael and the team with preparing for them at all?
Yeah, I tried my best, but they only had like 3 games with this lineup, so it's hard to prepare for like a new lineup. But me and Golden, we are like always talking and trying to prepare for the team as much as we can together.
Yeah, a very strong start to your tournament here. Michael, how has it been joining fnatic and finding, I guess, a home now?
It feels great. I mean, after a rocky year, being back, winning the first event we played together, I mean, it's a good confidence boost to everyone. I feel very happy.
I'm sure you do. I think you definitely deserve the opportunity. And Samuelsson, how has it been for you to transition from being a manager in the CSGO squad for fnatic to becoming their coach?
I mean, it's a lot of new stuff and a lot of stuff that isn't that new because I had the relation with the players for like 2 years, and me and Golden grew up like together in the CS scene in the academy team. But like in game wise, it's a lot of new things, and yeah, I'm trying to be better and help Golden as much as I can with the game stuff.
Yeah, of course, if we really throw it back, when you were on the academy team, Samuelsson, you would have been involved with them at the time. And so is it nice to now be working together again?
Yeah, it's nice. The reunion. I mean, Samuelsson's very, like, he has a very good work ethic, and like I've learned a lot from him, like how much he gives to the team and all that.
Awesome. Well, guys, congratulations on that win. You can go off and join your team, and we will head back to the desk.
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Get out
We're
my
all
head,
in
Harry.
sync. We both wanted to thank Parla and obviously, the fnatic squad for some fantastic answers there. I'm really liking what we heard. They're trying to stay humble. They're trying to build a consistent top 3 team. And also, Golden, lovely chap.
Yeah,
He's always
so nice.
I remember meeting him when he first joined that Fnatic Academy squad,
Yeah.
and he was always just, beaming with smiles, just happy to be there. And that still hasn't changed, even as he's become a more tenured veteran. Veteran, not really the right word, but more, more experienced and more kind of, man at the core of this Fnatic squad and other squads that he's been a part of. He's traveled the globe. And he's still just as down to earth, just as humble, and still putting in the effort.
Not just the core, but also the carry. Look at this stat here from the previous map. 27 kills over on Inferno. He was top of the server, Harry. That's not usually the guy. When you've got a roster with JW, Brolin, Flusher, Crims, you don't think Golden's going to be the top fragger, but hey, it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be welcomed regardless, and he really shows up with Flusher, especially near the end of that map to make it a reality. JW, 7 AWP kills, same story as Tex, really, but far more damage, at least in the matchup. And Tex, yeah, maybe having a bit of a problem here on Inferno like we presumed.
Yeah, and that's one of the things for Fnatic. Obviously, they come into this, they come up against a Brazilian squad. Golden literally opens the interview by saying they just played so fast, they did a lot of stuff that we didn't expect. I think it's pretty obvious that they've done a little bit of homework, right? Because they always seem to have the read on Fnatic, and that's always one of the challenges. As they mentioned in the interview, when you're looking at a squad that's so newly formed from a region that plays such explosive Counter-Strike, it's hard to do that same level of research. So your opponent, they can be stacked to the nines with ideas about you and how you're playing and your tendencies, and you're kind of having to form that on the fly based on what you're seeing. So you understand why this was a bit harder for Fnatic to close out. They still get the 2-0 though. They will be advancing. The Brazilians not quite able to bring us to an overtime or a third map there. That's all for us for now. We'll be back with more CS after a break.